94.3 Radio 1. Really happy to have Sussanne Roshan on the show. Hi.
Hello, how are you?
I've got to say, I'm more excited meeting you than your husband.
Oh my God, that is shocking news. Why do you say that?
Well, isn't it obvious? I'm gushing and smiling and things like that. Got to tell all our listeners, Sussanne looking lovely as always.
Thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. You make me feel comfortable because I'm really nervous being here and I've never spoken on radio before. But I'm doing this with all heart. So be nice to me. Okay.
Can anybody not be nice to you? Okay, now, Magic Spaces, the Architectural Digest, this is the first of its kind. You're doing an installation at a really offbeat venue. So how did this all come about? Who gave you the idea? How did you execute it?
Okay, Manju is a real dear friend and she's the editor of Architectural Digest. And Architectural Digest has been my Bible since I've been growing up because I was waiting when I was a little girl for the copy to come in from my mother's side because my mom was an interior designer. So interiors and Architectural Digest was huge in my head. When we found out that we were launching Architectural Digest in India, it was a big deal. And then I met Manju. And then slow and steady, it went into just like talking about what we could do and everything. And one day she just asked me whether I would like to be a part of Magical Spaces. And for me, any space that has the word magic attached to it is something that my eyes brighten up about. So we tried to give this space energy, and I call it burgundy sorbet because it's like sitting in that couch and, enjoying your cup of coffee and watching the rain outside in the monsoon. So it's like a very cozy, romantic little setting, and it's at the Palladium, and I'm excited for everyone to see it.
Did you have to spend time at the Palladium, at the venue? Obviously, because, as an interior person, you need to get a feel of the space that you're about to create. So talk about that.
Honestly, I didn't because when I found out what the space was, the visuals were sent to me and I knew what I was dealing with was just flat, just the marble of the floor was what we saw. But I already put everything together at my own store, the Charcoal Project, and we visually did everything on paper. So we knew the setting so well that it just came here as is, and my team at TCP, who are my angels, have set it up for me and made it happen just like that. So, I didn't come here, honestly, and, be here and set it up the night before because it was so methodically done, at our store. So transporting that here was not so difficult. And yes, AD was really great in helping us and making it all possible. So I think that the teamwork of my team and AD team has made this happen in this way, in this, in this kind of production value of making it all look so, like rich and whatever. But I'm happy that we get a chance to be exposed to this side of town because we haven't yet been a part of, South Bombay.
Your team at the Charcoal Project, how many people actually worked on the design from start to finish? And, some people that you'd like to talk about.
Yes. My God. My team consists of actually only the ones who worked on this were like a team of like 4 people. And the main person who has is my store manager. Her name is Vaishali. And she just read what I wanted to do and she helped me. We put it together and stuff like that. But besides Vaishali, I have many angels at Charcoal who all given their input for various aspects. There's Krizan, there's Pranjal, there's Safal, there's my best friend Salpi. All of them are like a team of like these angels, like I said, and they put everything together. It's not about just me, and that's what I like about the Charcoal Project. It's all of us put together.
I'm just curious to know the name Charcoal Project. Where did that come from? Was there an inspiration from somewhere?
Yeah, Charcoal Project is something that just came into my head one day because I decided to call the store that I wanted to open something beyond just like it had to be a thought. So for me, when I enter a space and the space is dull and lifeless and they're just, concrete walls or whatever, when you add life to it, you're giving it a spark. So like when you see charcoal, it's lifeless and dull. But when you light it, it becomes red and it shines and it just gives you so much of energy. So that any project can become the charcoal project. It's the life that you put into it and the thought that goes behind every little part of it. So I think that's what inspired me to call my store the Charcoal Project.
You know, the Charcoal Project has been around for almost 2 years, isn't it now? What are your future plans? Where do you want to take the brand? Where do you visualize yourself a few years from now? 1.5 years is like baby steps, but in the future.
I have been putting together a couple of plans to expand, and yes, we want to expand to Delhi and to South Bombay and to various other parts. But right now, it's too early to talk too much about these plans. It's just it's just being churned, and it's a project of heart, and it has to be done correctly because it's the only concept furniture store. So I think that whatever I do, I have to take my time and do it in that way, the way the first one came out. So let's see, hopefully, God willing, it will keep giving you all surprises and, creating more curiosity than it already has.
Sussanne, the logical thing for you to do would be to do movies. I mean, hasn't somebody come and told you that, let's take the Charcoal Project onto cinema, do some kind of design for movies, whether, it need not be for the Roshans, but friends in the business, you've never thought of it?
I have thought of it, honestly, because I'm a very big fan of The Lord of the Rings and all the, Harry Potter series and, movies that are larger than life. So when you see set design or when you think about fantasy set design, something which is beyond just, what you see in normal films, that would be something that I would really be interested to be a part of. But yes, I can't do anything that I haven't studied. So I'll first have to take a little break from my interior design, study set design and come back and then get into it. So that's like something that I'm not thinking about right now. Maybe in my 50s when I'm older, I can go into that. Right now I'm focusing on design and interiors and just being a part of India and new India and how we all are changing in our way of thinking towards design. And we need to all give it that much passion to put our best out there. And it's not about a glamour. It's not about bling. It's about creating quality and creating, things that are beyond just what is already visualized or what is already made. Taking baby steps, and we are going to keep achieving and trying to achieve. And obviously with the help of AD, which has given us this first thing into South Bombay, Magical Spaces will give us more exposure. And that's how I think we will keep going.
When you started off, you said one of your early influences was mom, obviously, because, she had a business just thriving and running and things like that. When did you in your mind decide that this is the career for you? Was it in your teens, in your adolescent years, or did the realization come much later?
I was always attracted to the world of design, whether it was architecture, interiors, paint, everything to do with, just the whole world of putting things together. So, I don't know when exactly this came into me, but I think it was at a very early age. And when I used to go with my mother to sites, when she used to go to site supervise. I must have been like 6 years old and I used to go with her. And I remember telling her that, Mom, use this color for the wall. And she used to listen to me. And I think that she gave me a lot of confidence because she made me believe that what I was thinking was right. So it made me feel the best. So whenever I used to design or think, it made me feel the best about myself. So I think that after school, the only kind of line or career that I knew that I would find all my answers to being a better person or a happier person would be in the world of design. And that's when she sent me to the United States to study an associate art degree in interior design. And I came back and I just realized that this was it. I was in love with the world of design and I kept doing things. I got married at that time. I was very young, so I wasn't this ambitious. My career went on the back burner and I was happier being with my husband on his shoots, and obviously I was wanting to spend more time with him. And I think that the realization of doing this seriously came into me when I conceived my first son. And it was strange because when I got pregnant was those 9 months, and ever since I have just been working. And my 2 boys have given me so much energy to believe in what I wanted to do and to just know that I had to do this and to find a kind of space in this design world, for myself. And it's just been going from there.
Youngsters who want to take this up as a career, is it, you of course went to the US, you did a degree. Is it necessary to study design, or can you just go by instinct and pick up stuff on the way?
I definitely believe that a person who has it in them and they have recognized that they are attracted to the world of design should do a little form of formal training in a category of I'm not talking about things which are to do with like it's important to kind of have an exposure of a schooling that makes you expand or go into the direction of design in a very open-minded way, because 90% of the schools that I know of are not doing that. They need to change that. They need to not create fixed kind of solutions, because there is no wrong design. If you can explain it, it's there. So that whole philosophy has to be brought into the youngsters. And if there's a child, or if there's a young boy who cannot afford to go, I'm sure that he can self teach himself by like all the books and all the available net information that we have, or even get a job at some of the best experience is practical experience. When you're with somebody and you're watching somebody do a project, and you're there, even if you've not studied it, you can pick it up. But yes, there has to be a combination, there has to be a drive. Nothing is impossible for anyone. So the drive, if that's what makes you really happy, I think that you have to just follow it and go with your heart and your instinct, and money and all that for finding courses or for doing places, that comes along the way. That you just have to take that chance.
Are your two boys proud of you? You know how it is with children. Most of them feel that if their father is an actor, everybody has to be an actor. That's why they're cool, So do they know, are they aware of your profession, and are they proud of you?
Oh yes, my boys are really they're very intelligent, and I'm very happy that for their age, they know exactly what I'm doing and they value that. And sometimes they even ask me, they said, "Mama, I don't think other mamas work as hard as you." So I'm like, yes, but I want to work as hard as your dad, so that you see that both parents should work, and it's fun when both parents work, because that's what makes a team. So I think that this philosophy has gone, obviously because they've been seeing it since childhood, and I think it's just good because it keeps us always keeping them grounded and not making them feel that everything is very easily available. So I mean, I'm very happy that I have my two sons, and I'm working, and yes, the way they have given me the energy again, I don't think I would have had this kind of focus and energy if I hadn't had them.
And the third boy in your life, Hrithik Roshan, does he understand design, or do you have to take like sessions at home saying this is what my work is?
Hrithik is for him, he always wanted me to work. He wanted me to follow my passion. Ever since he met me, he used to tell me that don't stop working and be independent and just go for it, because he also believed in me, and he used to keep telling me that the only way to be an individual in life is to make your own name apart from mine, apart from because he didn't have any ego. He loved me so much that he wants me to be on equal with him, and that's what I respect and love him the most for, because he has never ever put any spoke or made me feel like I'm not doing anything correctly, because he knows that my work is so important to me. So he supports me, and if I have to go on a trip for work, and then he'll make sure that he's at home at that point, the kids are not like alone or whatever. So it's a teamwork thing between us, and I'm really lucky to have that, because I know that it's very rare to have that, especially from a person who's in the film world. It doesn't happen all the time, but thankfully he is the big angel as well who supports all my decisions.
I know lots of friends of mine who are into design, but they refuse to touch their own house because it's a massive pressure thing to do up your own house. What about your house? Have you done it, or have you got somebody else to do it?
I did it, obviously, but it was again what happens with me and my. It's funny because my family keeps making fun of me. I keep renovating because I get tired of things very easily. So like in every 6 months, I want to change something, whether it's the setting in the room or whether it is like the whatever forever. I just need to keep changing things. So ever since we've moved into our current home, we are constantly renovating. So it's really funny, and it's a family home. So my in-laws are always telling me that this is really funny that you keep renovating. But I think that, yeah, everybody, obviously, it takes more to keep your own home that organized and that beautiful and that correct. But the people who do, and the people who can pull that off as much as can be working, individuals, that is the biggest challenge. If you can, achieve that, I think then you can strike a very kind of like a multitasking queen, because to take care of your home perfectly and work perfectly and your children perfectly, it's like a very strong pressure, like it's full on pressure. But I think that the people who know how to manage time and have a time management issue, they can do this correctly, and they can kind of like at least try, or at least attempt to do this correctly.
And your friends, Gauri Khan, your other friends, do they use the charcoal project? Have they made use of the store and the brand?
Of course, yeah. They all, in fact, Gauri's collection is at the Charcoal Project, and she's also really talented, and I'm proud that she's doing well now. And I feel happy because, she's a dear friend, and I told her that, she should start this, and then she did. And it's fun to see, your own people liking the things, and getting better and better. And I think that all the people that we are surrounded by give us that energy to kind of grow in life. And so we have to choose very correctly who are the people that we want to surround us and to be a part of our lives. And that is the key to a happy living life, a happy life, I think.
Last couple of questions. They're non-design. Your favorite holiday location? Where do you like to go on holiday with the family? And your favorite international song or artist?
I'm crazy about music. So right now I'm very into Coldplay, and the song that comes to my mind immediately is Paradise. And just like their whole album, the new album, that Milo Xylo, it's just out of this world. I think that they're the new U2, and their lyrics, they're so thought-provoking. So for me, it's all about lyrics and combination of music. Always been a huge fan of U2 and Bono and all his philosophies. Depeche Mode was somebody I grew up on. And now there's Jack Johnson, who is like all-time favorite. Besides this, there is a whole other aspect which likes the progressive house music. So I think that music, you have to choose according to what is good for you at that time, and so music is too wide to choose one song right now. And as far as like a vacation spot, for me, the most serene spot is this place that we just came back from in Bali called Ubud. And it was this unbelievable wellness resort in the mountains. And it was this place called Como Shambhala. We had the most amazing holiday with our kids, where we did river rafting, and we had like these elephant trail rides into the forest and all that. You really get in touch with nature. And I think that any holiday that can make you do that, because we have so much of city life and all this energy of city, that harsh, chaotic energy, that you need to get away from that, get in touch with nature, absorb, come back, and then attack your work again. So vacation has to be related to nature, according to me.
Last question, your favorite Hrithik Roshan movie and why?
Okay, my favorite Hrithik Roshan movie is definitely Guzarish. And even though it whatever the fate at the box office, it is one movie that I will never get out of my soul. And he did that movie with all his heart. And I keep telling him, I said that character was beyond acting. It was beyond words. And I don't think any other actor in the world could have given that performance to that character. And I always tell him, I said, he's really good with emotional, because he can cry with his eyes without even having tears. So it's easy for him to be a part which is intense. But this part, I know that it took a lot more on him. And that's why I think that it holds a very special place in my heart.
From all of us in 94.3 Radio 1 and all our listeners, wishing you, Sussanne, and the Charcoal Project the best of luck.
Thank you so much.